Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, March 19th, 2019, and this is the second hearing of the month for the City of Tempe Hearing Officer. I'm going to read something into the record and then we can jump right into our agenda. The City of Tempe Hearing Officer is authorized by the Arizona Revised Statutes and the City of Tempe Zoning and Development Code. The hearing officer has the duty to carry out both the provisions and the intent of the Zoning and Development Code and the Tempe City Code. The hearing officer is granted the authority through Zoning ZDC Section 6-310 to conduct public hearings to decide upon the abatement of code violations occurring on properties within the city. Violations include, but are not limited to, deteriorated landscaping, inoperable vehicles, deteriorated structures, storage of junk or refuse, or deteriorated swimming pools. Abatement actions are brought before the hearing officer by the city's Code Compliance Division, typically after numerous attempts at contacting the property owner to obtain voluntary compliance with the city code. The hearing officer may issue an order directing the owner, occupant, rental agent, property manager, or other responsible person to abate a code violation or authorize the city to abate the condition giving rise to the violation. The cost of the abatement is the responsibility of the owner of the property where the violation occurred and may be collected as an assessment against the property found to be in violation. On today's agenda, we have 6 items. We have a set of minutes and 5 property abatements. Agenda items 2, 7, 8, and 9 have been withdrawn from the agenda since those properties are now in compliance with the Tempe City Code. Any property owner who's aggrieved by a decision of the hearing officer may file an appeal within 14 calendar days after the hearing officer has made a decision. As such, the deadline for appealing any decision rendered today is 3 p.m. on April 2nd, 2019. Abatement appeals are heard by the Board of Adjustment, after which they may also be appealed to the Supreme Court. The property owner has 14 days to either file an appeal or bring the property into code compliance. If neither of these things happen by this date, the property will be abated by the city. The first item on the agenda is a set of minutes from March 5th, 2019. I had a chance to review those minutes in the packet that I was given, and I believe that they accurately reflect what took place at that hearing. So I'm going to go ahead and approve the minutes from March 5th, 2019. We are at agenda item number 3. As I mentioned previously, agenda item number 2 has been withdrawn. This is a request for approval to abate public nuisance items located at the Spence Avenue Investments 1005 property at 1005 East Spence Avenue. Mr. White.
Yes, my name is Marvin White, Code Inspector with the City of Tempe. This particular property has been a problem for many years, several years. We've abated it 3 times since 2014. I have sent out correspondence to the property owner, certified at that, and it has been signed and returned. I did go by the property today and take fresh pictures. The property has not changed. The property owner has not contacted me or shown any interest in getting the property into compliance.
Face up, yeah.
That's how the property looks today. It hasn't changed since, just a little bit more weeds.
Yeah. Just growing higher day by day.
Growing really, they're probably in excess of 3 to 4 feet right now, sometimes a little bit towards the back, so it is in need of cleaning up. What I am requesting today on that particular property is a 180-day open abatement on that property.
Okay, sure, yeah, this spring, I think with the recent rains, we're going to have a lot of weed overgrowth and stuff, yeah. So it's important to stay on the properties. I don't see any member of the public here this afternoon, nor do I think there's a property owner here this afternoon to talk about this. Clearly, you've made the outreach attempts, they've acknowledged receipt of those notices, and yet have shown no interest in either responding and asking for more time, or more importantly, taking care of the property. I'm going to go ahead and approve your request for the property located at 1005 East Spence Avenue. As you know, that takes us into our next agenda item, which is a property located by a similar LLC. This is the 947 property at Spence Avenue. Mr.
Yes.
White.
My name is Marvin White, Code Inspector of the City of Tempe. I am requesting a 180-day abatement on this particular property. This is the same property owner, and the property is in the same condition. Everything pretty much is the same.
Same outreach
Yeah,
attempts, same
absolutely.
everything. So it's just, we have to do this just by
I understand.
explanation. They're different ownership entities and different property addresses. So,
Yes.
to do things appropriately,
Okay.
we have to take them individually.
Okay.
I agree with your assessment. I agree that the property needs to be remediated. So I'm going to go ahead and approve the application contained in CM 181267. Next item, again, a Spence property. This one's located at 943 East Spence Avenue. Again, Mr. White.
My name is Marvin White, Code Inspector with the city. This particular property is owned by the previous owner. It's in the same condition as the previous two properties. We have reached out to the owner. Owner has acknowledged, but failed to bring the property into compliance. So I will request an 180-day open abatement on this property as well.
Okay, thank you. Again, I agree with your assessment, and so I'm granting the 180 days you're seeking in CM 181-268. Our last Spence property is located at 931 East Spence Avenue. Mr. White.
Marvin White, Code Inspector with the city. This particular property is owned by the previous property owners. It's in the same condition as the previous properties. We have reached out to the ownership. They have acknowledged they failed to bring the property into compliance. So I am requesting a 180-day open abatement on this property as well.
Okay. As with the previous three properties, again, I agree with your assessment, and I'm granting the 180 days you're requesting contained in CM 181269. Thank you.
Thank you.
As I announced earlier, agenda item number 7, that property has been brought into compliance, as has agenda item number 8 and agenda item number 9. So this takes us to, yeah, 9's in compliance as well. So this brings us to the Wright property. This is located at 2124 South Mill Avenue. Ms. Schofield.
Good afternoon, Julie Schofield, Code Inspector for the City of Tempe. I'm here today to ask for an abatement at 2124 South Mill Avenue. This case has been open since September 27th of 2018 for the landscaping regarding overheight grass and weeds, dead limbs, dead trees. This is a quite a large parcel, and there has been notices mailed and posted to the owner's business property, and I have had contact with the owner in November of 18 was the earliest contact, and then recent contacts. They have started taking care of the front of the property, but not everything has been completed as of today. I was there today, and I do have a
Good.
picture here.
What was the nature of the response from the property owner?
Well, back in November, it was just to let me know that he was going to have the grass cut, but nothing regarding taking the trees down at that time. And this is actually the backyard of the property. Everything in the front has pretty much been done except for piles of debris. The grass has been cut, the dead trees in the front have been taken care of. And this is the backyard. And right here, they kind of have it fenced off being the tenant's backyard here, but the parcel actually goes to here. And it's approximately 121 feet from here to here, and it's pretty much a jungle. A lot of dead trees and limbs and overheight grass still remain.
So regardless of their attempt to partition the property, they own the parcel, they're responsible for its upkeep.
Yes, for the entire parcel. I did get complaints for this area in here from multiple houses just north of the property. Altogether, I've gotten 6 complaints.
Wow.
And so I would like to request a 180-day open abatement
Okay,
for the complete parcel,
for the overall
for the
parcel.
overall parcel.
That'll include, will that haul away the stuff that's in the front yard and
Yes.
just get the whole thing up to code?
Yes.
Okay. Again, I don't see a property owner here, and I don't see any members of the public here to speak on this agenda item, so I'm going to go ahead and approve your 180-day open request contained in application CE 186907.
Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes our agenda. Staff, any announcements?
No, Hearing Officer McDonald, thank you.
Okay, thank you. We're adjourned.